Good morning. I am Beth Garcia, as Dell said, and thank you, Dell and Bill, for allowing me to come in this morning and talk about Chiselers. As Dell mentioned, we've been around for over 60 years, and our main mission, number one goal, first priority, is that most beautiful and iconic building across the street, which this fabulous place has the advantage of looking at every day. A lot of people don't know what Chiselers do or who we are. They know that we have a market once a year and that we come over to Plant Hall and we cover all the verandas and Fletcher Lounge and the ballroom with a bunch of furniture and china and crystal and all of those kinds of things. And it's amazing. It's something that we're well known for, and it's how we make the majority of our money, tied also to our preview party and our fundraising that we ask from the community. This year we are venturing out and we're trying a new event, which is going to be our Walk for the Minarets, which is going to be November 12th. And there's some cards on the tables that kind of describe that event, and you can sign up for that event online at our website. And there's a little QR code, which is very fancy for us. We're getting very up to date these days. But the history of the building is iconic. I mean, it's amazing. The people and the personalities that have come through the building, stayed at the building. Take Roosevelt. It became pretty much a base camp for the war in the day. And that kind of kept it going. And then Dr. David DeLoe came to the university. I think he thought kind of to wrap everything up and close it down, and it was in terrible repair, and he had a big job of what he was going to do. And his lovely wife, Sunny DeLoe, loved the building, loved everything about it, was trying to do some restoration and preservation. And she went and talked to Bertha Fletcher and Martha Furman, and they got together a fabulous group of ladies here in town, and they started chiseling the mortar off of the fireplace tiles to restore those fireplaces. And that is how the Chiselers got their name, because they sat in the afternoons by the pool or at the university and chiseled the mortar off of the tiles of the fireplaces. And since then, we have completely restored both of the fireplaces in the ballroom. So if you're over that way, you can see those. They've been historically, accurately restored with custom tiles that we did. And how we go about doing things is, like I said, doing our market, doing independent fundraising, and then we match county, state, local grants to do repairs and preservation of the building. Our current grant that we have going right now is a $500,000 grant from the state of Florida, and we are matching that. And that is going to be for the repair of the roof of the music room. And if you know where the music room is, it's here on the back in kind of one of the round minarets. And that little tiny roof represents less than 1% of the whole building. That just to put that in perspective, that little tiny roof costs $1 million to refurbish and repair. And anybody who's here, who lives in a historic home, knows how expensive it is to maintain. The university does an amazing job, of course, of utilizing the building, maintaining the building. Dr. Popovich, who's here, is our fabulous liaison with the university. And we have a great partnership, and they're doing an amazing job. They just hired an architect a few years ago to do a new master plan. And it's about this thick. And it has diagrams of the building, color coding of the building. It talks about, potentially taking what were bathrooms in the day and making those into air-conditioned conduits and air conditioning the whole building. There's over 1,000 windows in the building. We've replaced almost all of them, but Donna and I were talking earlier, and you look back at the master here across the river is working on a 3D scaled model of the building, which I think is going to be fascinating. So we're going to have a 3D model of the whole thing to be able to talk to people about all the restoration and preservation that is left, and it's going to be probably in the tens of millions of dollars. I mean, on the small side. And it's something that, you know, takes everybody. You know, it's a community building. The university utilizes it. They lease it from the city, and, you know, we're all partners and so many people use it. I mean, think about it. People are there for their quinceañeras. They're there for their wedding photos, prom, you know, homecoming. Everybody uses that building. So we all should have a vested interest in its preservation and its long-lasting beauty for the city, because it is absolutely one of the most iconic buildings in the country, and it is a huge symbol for our city, and for our past and for our future. So that's kind of a little bit of history about the Chiselers and what we do and how we do it, and you know, we're always looking for new partners and friends to help us continue that preservation and, you know, keep that building shining and a beacon of the city. So, does anybody have